What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hollywood Tales with my beautiful, awesome guest, Miss Paula Bel. Give it up for Miss Paula Bel. What's up, girl?
Give it all up because I'm hard up.
We,
it up.
we were just talking about podcast. You don't watch podcasts.
No.
But you've been on
I've been on a few. Quite a few.
How come you don't watch them? Because you're just bored of them? Or?
Because I'm watching 90 Day Fiancé.
Paula Bel, infamous, awesome, rock star.
Why am I
you all know who she is, but if you don't know who she is, you have to just hit the Google machine, punch in Paula Bel, 1L.
Right? I couldn't afford to.
You're a comedy legend. And,
I am?
and you are. I mean, you know you are. Don't act like you
I
know.
did see this. Where's Vince Vaughn? Is this Vince Vaughn's comedy podcast?
He did the podcast, but he wasn't in the room. We had him virtually, like the Matrix.
I remember him in Dublin's. Do you know Dublin's?
Yeah, you did
remember
Dublin's.
Of
Yeah.
course. I dove on some bitch in a mosh pit. In a mosh pit. He
Paula-
wouldn't stop coming on to me, and I was like, ugh, like, you know what I mean?
Dublin's was crazy back then.
Dublin's, I think I made Dublin's crazy. I'm surprised they had any booze after I left.
Paula Bel and I met at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Back in like the early, I want to say 99, like late 90s.
Yeah, late.
And you had already been there for quite a while.
No, just a few years. I think I was there from like 96.
Right.
94 maybe?
Right.
Yeah.
And you
maybe.
came from where to Hollywood?
The
God bless you,
gutter.
Fernando.
I came from the gutter.
She rose from the dirt.
I went from the gutter to the sewer.
The good
of
Lord.
Hollywood.
You think the Comedy Store was a sewer?
The whole place is a sewer. Hollywood's a sewer. Come on, man.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Hollywood Tales.
That's what it's about.
So you were born? I didn't Wikipedia you. You were born where?
I was born in downtown LA.
You are LA native. I didn't know
am
that. I thought you were like from
original
Ohio or some shit. Really?
Come on.
You have that
man.
Midwestern
People,
vibe.
People say I have some kind of accent. My parents were New Yorkers, but I was born in downtown LA.
And then you grew up here.
Almost on a bar stool.
Almost on a bar stool.
Her uterus was loose.
Oh, can you pull? Oh yeah, can you either pull it closer? Or...
Right there.
All right. Fernando, does that work for you?
Fernando.
Fernando, vámonos. This fucking dog.
I know. He's hilarious.
Look at his face. I can't stop looking at him. Bro, we went to the coffee shop. Everybody lost their mind. They were like, oh my God, look at the dog. I need to get a little cute dog.
You need a dog. It's a chick magnet, man.
That's why I need to get a dog, because I'm having a hard time finding chicks.
Hey, that's a different podcast. I didn't come here for your problems, man. Let's fucking get back to the comedy.
Perfect. What are you doing tomorrow at noon? So born and raised in L.A.
For a while, and then up in Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz, for what?
California.
School,
Nah, I
boyfriend?
dropped out of school to get married at 17.
Oh, really? I didn't know that about you.
He had a house and surfboards. I was like, I'm down. Let's do this.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And how long were you married?
8 years. 8 years.
That's a long time for a 17-year-old.
It really is. He
And
was my
how old was
first
he?
boyfriend. How sick is this story?
How old was he?
He was 7 years older. He went to school with my older sisters.
Is this legal?
No, it wasn't.
Right? I don't think
No,
that was
I made
legal.
him. No, I was banging him at the drive-in. I made him marry me. I know it's sick but true. But at least I wasn't like having kids to get married. You know, I wanted the house and the beach and all that shit.
And
I
he
wanted
had
the
it.
good stuff. Yeah.
How did he afford
money,
all that?
He had all that.
Yeah.
He had money.
Like, what did he do?
He was an underground engineer construction dude.
And where did you meet him?
I told you he went to school with my older sisters, and they had some party.
Oh,
and
you
then
met him
I
at the
was like,
party.
"Hey," and then I lied to him. At the time, I think I was like 14, going on 15, but
Oh,
I told him I was
no.
19.
Oh,
And then
no.
I know. And my whole life has been nothing but bullshit. Like all these girls crying, all the Me Too and all
Right.
that 17-year-old shit with that one that got flown around the country by what was the guy? Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein, yeah.
I mean, 17? I never got to. I went to fucking Santa Cruz. I got a house, but I didn't get flown around the country for fucking. I mean, these young girls. What are you complaining about? Shut up. All the young girls are fucking by the time they're 14 or 15. All this stuff has to stop. That's why they have to keep
Full
abortion
disclosure,
legal.
I don't condone.
They have to keep abortion legal because all these girls, from the time time began, we all start fucking early. And trust me, if you don't, then you go through some wayward period later on in your life. You hear about all these stories on the Lifetime or Oxygen channels or whatever. Like that broad who ran away and was fucking the ex-boyfriend and said two Mexican women Mexican women, number one, don't want to have fucking shit to do with white women, okay? They know white women don't have any fucking nothing about them that they need or want, okay? They're not going to clean, cook. They're not going to do shit. She said they abducted her. Anyway, and now all these young girls, they're not going to have access to abortions. I mean, so plumbers, get ready because these high school pipes are going to be loaded with fetuses. Okay?
Hi, if you're listening, I just want to put it out there. I
don't care. Put a goddamn disclaimer on this. You asked me to come here. I drove on the 405.
I'm joking around.
You got me my coffee, and I'm fucking waking up. You know it.
You're a comic. We don't start until noon, right? 2 sometimes.
Well, I call myself a comic so they don't put me in the mental institution because there are other names for this psychosis.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But comedian just sounds better.
So do you know what this place is? By the way, we're here.
I have no idea where I'm at. I told you that on the street. I was like, what town is this?
Yeah, she's like, we're like in Avatar land.
I like my homeless sleeping on the street, not walking around like Hobo Joe.
I know.
I have no idea what part of LA this is.
West LA, Jam in the Van, but this building is an ex-rehab center.
Oh, okay. Well,
isn't that convenient?
I always show up on time, don't I? All the therapists are gone.
It was an ex-rehab center, and then Jam in the Van came in and got it. If you haven't been here, guys, come check it out. 3384 Motor Avenue, West LA. It's right between Pico and Venice. There's an awesome outdoor courtyard where they do shows and music and comedy. There's an indoor space, awesome green room upstairs, and then this podcast studio.
And then back to me, okay?
Let
them all come when that shit happens.
When Paula Bel's performing here, you better get your fucking ticket. Go to jaminthevan.com.
Yeah, we love Jam in the Van.
You performed here once in front of like eight people. Oh, really? When was the other time?
Twice.
Not on my show.
Yeah.
I think I only did one here.
This is the place with the pool, right? You had like a pool?
No. This is the place with... Remember,
Wait, is this the place with the bus in the back?
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't have me perform in the bus. I wasn't allowed in the rapist bus. I was kind of upset about that. You had me perform on some stage. Yeah, in front of 8 people. Yeah, I remember that night. Remember there was a young girl with like an old guy there in the audience?
Yes.
Yes.
And you didn't use a microphone. You were like, why the fuck would I use a microphone when there's only...
It was
I feel like I'm in my living room.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so but the pool place was a different place,
right?
Which we'll revive at some point.
That's what I thought this was.
Now, 2 different locations, 2 different,
all right,
2 different vibes.
You did the plug, so let's keep talking about me.
So let's get back to you. After you're married, why'd you get divorced?
Why not? No, because I wanted to do stand-up. I was too fucking young. Married my first boyfriend. But see, I had it all in my sights. I had everything planned. You know what I mean?
Like what triggered? Because every comic has a moment where they watched somebody or they think they can do stand-up comedy. What was your trigger moment?
Actually, I
always
knew I was going to do stand-up.
You did?
Always.
As a child,
I had no
interesting
freaking idea why, and then I went through my surfer days in Santa Cruz, and I'm gonna get married and have the house, and I know I did. I was a longboarder.
Really?
I know, amazing that
I'm learning a lot about Miss Paula Bel.
Any kind of fucking that's long gone.
I didn't know you could surf. I didn't know you were married. I didn't know you were born in LA. Like, I'm learning a lot right now.
I know. There's a lot of mystery to me.
Fernando, we'll get into him later. Fernando, you should have your own podcast.
Right?
And then we'll just have a person do your voice.
Right, you should.
Orale.
Orale. Has
¿Cómo
to be a real good
estás?
Mexican
Fernando.
voice. But and then I knew I was going to do stand-up, and he'd be like, yeah, right, whatever, get in the car. Like, he didn't give a fuck. And then I just started driving to Oakland and San Francisco at night.
Really? Oh, interesting.
And then 2 hours each way. And I started doing open mics.
And then how would you? And then you pivoted, I guess, down to Los Angeles at some point.
Yeah, to audition for Mitzi.
And how? What? At what time was like? What year was this?
I believe that was like in &94.
Okay, because
wanna
I got
say
there in
94.
'99.
Yeah, '94, and then I think I got the Tonight Show. I think in '96. So I had been doing stand up 5 years. I was way too green for.
How'd you get the
fucking
Tonight Show?
I know, right? People always.
I'm not saying that you weren't
No,
right for
because,
it. I'm just saying how much material do you have for the Tonight Show? It's
No,
pretty
exactly.
family friendly.
Actually, the first written jokes I ever did while I was married on my kitchen table are the same ones I did on the Tonight Show. But I was too green because comics, I think they have to, really work a long time.
Yeah. You're talking.
to
You're
do
talking
that
Jay
shit.
Leno Tonight Show.
Jay Leno.
And so who booked Bob Reed and Mark Ross? Were booking it at that time or no?
No, who was the writer? God, he looked like Orville Redenbacher, but he was a real fucker with the audience. He was hilarious. Oh, Jimmy, what was his name? What the fuck was his name? Brogan. Jim Brogan. Do you know this comic?
No.
Okay, Jim Brogan looked like the all-American Orville Redenbacher nice guy, but he would go up and without using any like dirty language or anything, he would just skewer the audience like in the best way.
What happened to him?
Anyway, I don't know. He was one of the bookers or writers for the Tonight Show. He saw me at the Laugh Factory, and then he said, I bet Jamie there was like this couch upstairs, and I wanted this old velvet ass couch, and I said, if I get the Tonight Show tonight, you're gonna give me that couch. You know, he has all that antique, weird, old whorehouse furniture up there, but I wanted one of those gross couches. Anyway, so that's why I wanted to get on the Tonight Show for that old whorehouse couch for my apartment. So anyway. Jim Brogan said, okay, yeah, she's got it. She can go on the Tonight Show.
And he greenlit that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did the Tonight Show. I had my Tonight Show experience wasn't that easy. I can't remember how I got I know how I got the audition.
Well, you wouldn't have wanted to be on a couch.
Well, it was close.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I've never been on a casting couch. I'd like to, maybe one day
Right?
in my
Now
career.
at this age,
Why
fuck
not?
us all. Just keep fucking
just
us.
wanna
We
work.
don't care. We just want the credit.
I did a. I did
Oh, come on, man.
I'm surprised. Like if you ever, like if Harvey Weinstein and you ever encountered each other, you would. I
Right.
think you would beat the shit out of that fucking guy.
Beat him? No, I would have fucked him so hard. He would have come out of that fucking hotel room like The Walking Dead. Okay, like a zombie. Okay, he would never have wanted to fuck anybody ever again.
This is why
Like,
I wanted you on this podcast.
Oh, but listen,
You're the rawest.
Okay, but why not? I mean,
Right,
these
Wolf?
stories are crazy.
We've had some crazy stories, but I think Wolf Ramirez, by the way, over here.
You hear that,
masterminding-
Fernando Ramirez?
Wolf Ramirez. He's our awesome videographer, editor, producer, sound engineer. Thanks, man. We've done like I think you're podcast number 21 or 22 somewhere in there.
Who cares?
And he's seen a lot of them.
He slept through a lot. Well, just my voice will keep him awake.
Well,
right?
this is one of the better ones.
But you have to stop with all that. I mean, for me, and as an older female, like all this, anytime you hear these stories, all the starlets came to Hollywood. And I mean, have you ever read or watched anything from the past? Like when the actresses, it was known you had to fuck people. Like they just had this documentary on Marilyn Monroe. All the actresses knew, like they had to fuck somebody.
Right.
And then it got like, okay, well, maybe you don't, or let's just not talk about it. But the Weinstein thing, to me, I mean, in this day and age, what are mothers telling their daughters if you're going to Hollywood and you take a meeting in a hotel room? Now, I've known since I was 7 that hotel rooms have nothing in them but a bed, and somebody's going to try to fuck you in there. So why are you taking a meeting,
Right.
whether it's Weinstein or anybody else, in a hotel room with a man? You know what the fuck that's about.
Yeah, just go to the coffee place right down the street.
I mean, just go to
Right?
Jam in the Van. least you'll hear some jokes while you're fucking. No, but I mean, it gets to be too much. All
Right.
these, it gets to be too much.
Well, so then it happens, and then you're saying that it happens, and then these females complain that it happened,
or
report,
or report or whatever. But why are you taking?
Why are you doing it?
There's
Right.
no table in there.
Right.
There's no fucking table in a hotel room. I just can't. I can't.
I'm dying right now.
Well, what?
No, because
I mean, tell me something different.
Paula, this is the reason why everybody loves you, because you're just so like aggressively honest
You have to be.
and
And that's why I have
unapologetic.
no fucking career.
You do have a
They're
career.
all afraid of me. I have
That's-
my own career.
That's not true.
That I have in
so
my head.
let's get into this. Let's get into this because we're gonna pull up some photos and maybe
Oh,
throw some
God.
clips up. Yeah, we want to promote you. Paula Bel is considered a legend in the comedy world. We met at the Comedy Store. You're one of those comics that when you go on stage, other comics come in to watch you, which is rare. Like
Yeah.
you have Brian Holtzman, obviously.
Of course.
He was another one of the male version of comics that when most comics are on stage, unless you're really, really famous, they'll just do their set and leave or go out to the parking lot, smoke a cigarette, have a drink. But certain comics would, go on stage, and then all the comics would be like, "Oh, Paula Bel's going on," and people would run in. Comics would run in to watch you and stuff, which I'd never seen that before because comics are so into themselves and not very supportive. But you just have such a awesome and crass way with your comedy, but it's so likable. You can't get nobody can get mad at you.
But that is, I mean, it is really me. I'm not.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're not
people
faking
say, "Oh,
it.
that was a character," or "Who's that?"
No,
or,
I know
"You're
it's really you."
nice off stage. Well, I am nice off stage. I mean, I am a nice person, but I am a real person,
Yeah.
and my honesty happens to be funny because I can write that way. I do have that writing talent, but I do want to say what I really think. I mean, I watch comics sometimes if I just catch them real quick. Now everybody's puts their shit on Instagram or whatever, and I mean, if you're up there to do a seminar or to talk about your fucking childhood in a way that it takes, I can't listen. I can't. A lot of comedians, the young ones, they have to start writing jokes. A joke is a setup and a punch. You know what I mean? But,
Or just a point of view.
or just a
with
point
with
of
the
view.
way you say it. Like, I'm not a joke writer. I don't have setup punches. I have like stories that I emphasize and articulate in a certain way that make it funny. But
Right.
I'm not a joke writer. I'm a storyteller
Right.
that puts in little funnies in between the story.
Right, but you put in little funnies, right?
Right.
Yeah, well, that's what they're all fucking missing right now. Okay? Because I can't, it's too much. And
I know.
they don't have, their attention spans are very short.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, so like you and I, you were there before me, but we spent a lot of time at the Comedy Store, many a nights,
Mm-hmm.
many a years, really like pulling out the fucking shovel and digging. Like every night was a grind.
Right.
And nobody was really at the Comedy Store to get famous. It was about how do I become a better comedian
Right, working on your set.
in front of an international audience,
Right.
typically, because LA and Hollywood is the hub of like tourism, and so you'd have people from like Australia, England, fucking Africa, Mexico, Europe. It was a very kind of diverse crowd mixed in with Hollywood and California.
It had like a little sprinkling of everything.
And you have a sprinkle, but you would get your chops there. It was almost like going on the road without having to go on the road.
Exactly.
So when you got to the Comedy Store, you auditioned for Mitzi.
Right.
A, how'd you get the audition? And B, she passed you, obviously, but I want to hear the interaction because everyone has a Mitzi Shore story.
Everybody has Mitzi Shore story. Everybody. And
I
I
have
wish
one.
they'd, there were so many stories out of there that Mitzi told me herself that I really wish they would put on all those specials about the Comedy Store.
Write a book.
Huh? Oh, my
She
God.
downloaded a lot to me as well, like
Yeah.
hours and hours.
Oh, yeah.
We probably know the same stories.
Probably. All the stories about, I mean, it's just, it's people just can't believe them, but they are. So much strange shit happened in there.
She loved you a lot. She
did.
talked about you when I was with her. In her later years, I became really close to her. She was like a grandmother to me. It's funny because some of the younger comics, I won't say their names, they used to make fun of me and called me the last of the Mohicans,
Oh.
which means I was the last guy to bang Mitzi Shore.
Oh, really?
I'm like, she's 75 years old. Do you think I'm that desperate for a fucking spot in the OR at 10?
Didn't she have Parkinson's? At
I
least she would have shook.
I met her when she was like, oh, God. She said it, Mitzi, not me.
Why are you doing the Catholic side? She's a heave.
That's right. What's that?
What? Come on, man.
No, there were two. I forgot their name. Ryan something. They used to say it got back to me. Rick Ingram. I can't remember how it got back to me, but they were like, "Yeah, you know, people call you the last of the Mohicans at the Comedy Store." I said, "Why?" Because you get all these great spots, and people think that you're banging Mitzi Shore, and I'm like, "Are you guys that fucking sick in the head that I would try to?" Well, first of all, not only sleep with the 75-year-old woman, but just sleep with anybody anyway for spots. Like,
well, it would be sleeping. Da-da-da. Anyway.
This is why Paula
No, but
Bel.
I mean, I can't remember a
Like,
lot about.
How'd you get the audition, though?
Yeah, I was working in a club in Oakland, and there was this cat. I forgot his name.
Was
this
this post
comic.
Tonight Show or pre?
No, pre. And then I got the I got the audition. I don't know if you called or went down there or whatever, but I remember driving like down 6 hours or whatever down 101, and then she said, "You're perfect. Your acting's perfect. You wear the right clothes. I don't even have to tell you what to do. Like Roseanne, I had to tell her to wear overalls, but you don't have to do anything." But she really liked me. But I never wanted to talk to this broad. Do you remember Patty Ross?
No.
She was an Irish comedian, big Irish comedian from. Sorry, Patty. I mean, but she was kind of chubby, but she was from Boston.
Comedy Store comic?
Yes.
I don't remember her.
And she said, "Don't ever get too close to her because she actually hates fucking women." And Patty had a joke that I used to love. She used to say, but she had a lot of husbands. She goes, "You know why I had a lot of husbands and you skinny bitches can't get anybody? Because I know how to back you up in a bar fight." like she was hilarious. She was like a real Irish broad, all right? So anyway, she told me, and she was kind of close to Mitzi, but she said this broad fucking hates women. But anyway, Mitzi would always, I'd go in, and I was so green and new at stand up, and I really had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Even people that I talked to comics and they go, "Oh, we knew you had your act," and I really didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just writing these bits and going up, and then I would just take off. But I didn't know what it was about. Like, I should have been networking. I had no idea of that shit. So I was just happy with the 5 or 10, 15 minutes, whatever it was. But anyway, Mitzi would always have me sit next to her, and she wouldn't say shit to me. She'd have me watch shows and, all the, performances in the main room. She had me working night after night. But then I got the Tonight Show at the Laugh Factory. But again,
she didn't like that.
No, because I had never said anything or talked to people. I really didn't. I just went in and out of that fucking place. And I had no idea like what it meant. I thought, I'm not going to tell anybody I'm on the Tonight Show, because I knew myself. Wow, I'm not really ready for this shit. I'm too green, and I just didn't want to tell anybody.
How'd you do?
Guess what?
Killed.
Remember? No. Remember TV Guide?
Yeah.
That fucking Mitzi came out in the parking lot at the Comedy Store, and she goes, "I saw your name in the TV Guide. You're going to be on the Tonight Show, and you didn't tell me. That's a flaw in your character." Ooh. And she burned me. And I didn't work at the Comedy Store again for years and years and years.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, she was pissed because, they all wanted to, when you got your break, they all wanted to be the one
to say that they
and
were a part
remember
of
back then, the Comedy Store, if you worked at the Laugh Factory, you can work at the store, or you couldn't do the improv. It all had weird, this weird thing about it. So anyway, and I go, "No, Mitzi, I just didn't." "No, you have a flaw in your character."
But you didn't want to say anything to anybody because you didn't want to toot your own horn. right?
That, and I knew I wasn't fucking ready for that Tonight Show, even though I had.
How did you do on the Tonight Show?
It was odd. It was just odd.
Did you get
At
laughs?
First, I got laughs, yeah.
You
But I
got
got
laughs.
bumped the first night. Remember Roseanne's husband, this fucking guy? What's his name? Her ex-husband?
Tom Arnold?
Anytime something good happened to me in my career, this fucking guy showed up. No, I'm not bullshitting. I got a deal with Warner Brothers. Remember when they were handing out deals for
It's funny that
sitcoms?
you don't remember his name. Like, he's kind of a weird household name. And
He
and you were
is?
like, I mean, when you say Roseanne Barr's ex-husband, everybody shoots right to Tom Arnold.
Yeah,
For
but
me,
I don't fucking know.
You don't give a fuck.
No, what? I mean, what do I fucking keep tabs on that fucking broad? I don't care about who she was fucking. Anyway, the guy. Anyway, every time something happened for me in my career, this motherfucker would show up. Like, I got a deal for my own sitcom at Warner Brothers, and they made his show. And then I did the Tonight Show, and
Maybe he likes
I got
you.
bumped because he came on and spent too much time.
Maybe he has a secret crush on you.
Yeah.
Maybe you should marry Tom Arnold.
What is he, 90 now? No,
I-
but
I
it
s-
was a weird thing. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever had that? Like
Yeah.
on stage, like if you followed a certain person, like
Yeah.
you'd bomb or just something like not even because that person was great or anything.
No,
it was
but
just like a weird.
They put a fucking voodoo stink.
it's a mojo.
There's a stink that
yes,
they come in
it's
and
a
they put a stink.
mojo. It's a certain kind of mojo.
How much time do we have?
All the time.
I have
What
a
the
lo-
fuck? We
I have a
just started.
long list of people I can tell you that tried to stink up my mojo and did. So I believe in that and I agree with you. So the Comedy Store is weird in that way because you're right. At the time, it was you were either loyal to the Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory, or the Improv. You couldn't do all three.
Right. People don't
At one
realize
point-
that shit. There was a weird thing about
Yeah,
it.
there was a territorial competitiveness about it. But at one point, it merged. For me, it merged because at one point, I would say, let's say 2012, 2013, 14, I was on that TV series that Vince Vaughn and Peter Billingsley produced called Sullivan and Son on TBS.
Okay.
Nobody saw it. It had 3 seasons, but I had a gig and I was on TV.
Right on. Well, that's good.
And I was getting spots at all 3 clubs, and I
Okay.
would have my name on the marquee and the whole thing.
Right.
Um,
As you should.
It's funny. I wrote a script recently called Best Man Bumped
Okay.
about a comic who gets bumped as the best man at his friend's wedding by somebody famous.
Believe it or not, that shit happens
And
all the time.
then I get bumped at. You see my character at the comedy clubs getting bumped people, and
Right.
so I just get really frustrated of the whole idea of being bumped. Like
and
nobody
you go
likes.
on a killing spree.
I shoot everybody. Actually, you know what? Let me write that
Let
note.
me help you write it.
Let me write that note. That's it. Because I wasn't thinking that dark, but maybe I should shoot people.
Of course. Come on.
It's PG-13, Paula.
Oh God, come on.
So no, but so then the
Make it a gory
politics.
film.
We could make it a scary horror movie.
I mean, if it has anything to do with the Comedy Store.
So let me get back to the Comedy Store really quick, because so we were there in the crunch time, like for me the late '90s, early 2000s, and I was really close to Mitzi. I was getting all these awesome spots and this, that, and the other thing. Had a TV series in like 2012, 13, 14, got canceled.
Okay.
Then CAA dropped me. My managers dropped me. Like everything like fell apart as soon as the TV show got canceled. It was a very weird time in my life. And then I started going overseas and stuff. But at the same time, Mitzi was getting old, and she wasn't really. Her hands weren't really in on the store. It was Tommy Morris. Remember the booker?
Oh, he was horrible.
Well, he was
Horrible.
booking it. But then Adam Egget came in.
I have no idea about him.
And as soon as he came in and started booking it, that's when Joe Rogan came back. Remember, Joe Rogan
Yeah, of course.
was banned there for 15 years.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know he was banned there.
Mitzi banned
The
him.
fuck out of here, Rogan. See, and I always liked.
So
I remember eating lunch at.
Here's the score with Rogan. I used to like him. I used to really like him and respect him. For some reason, he never liked me. He used to always call me the mayor of Hollywood. That was his thing. Every time I walk into the Comedy Store, Ahmed, Mayor Hollywood, everybody. He used to say that condescendingly. And I used to always go, oh, hey, Joe, whatever.
What did that mean, the mayor?
Because I used to walk into the Comedy Store with like, famous people and models, and like I was the mayor for a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, Google it.
I'm like, oh, okay, models.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Isn't everybody a model in Hollywood?
No, but I used to come into the Comedy Store. I was an actor before I got into stand up, so I had like musician friends and actor friends and like people in the industry and like so whenever I used to walk in with
So you walked in with your fucking ego.
No, I walked in with my friends who just happened to be famous, Paula.
That's an ego.
Well, sometimes you need voices in your head.
What the fuck is that?
You just got the light. See that?
I don't give a fuck about his little camera phone. I'll wreck this whole room right now.
I'll fucking buy this place.
Keep telling me about your ego. I thought I was the guest on this show.
So I just want to tell you the story because I want to hear your opinion on it.
Okay.
So, long story short, at that time I was doing Axis of Evil comedy tour with Maz Jobrani.
I did hear about that.
And Aaron Cater.
Okay.
We
two
all
funny motherfuckers as well.
We all had a falling out.
Okay.
And we broke up. For business reasons.
No one got beheaded? Don't you guys behead people?
Thanks. Close.
Hey, I haven't seen Aaron in a while. Does that guy still have his neck? You guys should have fucking beheaded each other.
Well, we're doing a reunion tour, which is funny you should even bring that up.
What is it called?
Axis of Evil. Axis of Evil comedy. But anyway, Aaron and I had like this weird falling out, and he went and told Joe Rogan, who like took sides with him. And I remember walking into the Comedy Store one night, and Rogan was in the back of the parking lot smoking a joint by himself. I'll never forget it. And I walked by, it was quiet, like a Wednesday night or something. And I walked past him, and he didn't do the whole Mayor of Hollywood. He just didn't say anything to me. And I walked past him, and I go, "Hey, Joe, what's up?" And he goes, don't fucking talk to me. And I was like, "What's up? You all right?" He's like, "No, man, you did this, you did that, Aaron, and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, you don't know the whole story. Happy to tell you, but that's not what happened. And if you want to hear my side of the story, just ask." He goes, "I don't need to hear it. Fuck you, you're an ass, la la la." And I was like, "All right, well, how about go fuck yourself, man? It's fine." And I walked away. He called the Comedy Store the next day, or maybe the next day, and Duncan Trussell, remember Duncan Trussell?
Mm-hmm.
He used to book the club for
Okay, I had no idea, but yeah.
Anyway, he was the talent booker, and he called Duncan and he said, "If Ahmed Ahmed's name's on the lineup, I'm not going to perform at the Comedy Store."
Couldn't you just use one Ahmed?
I should have changed my name back then.
I mean, just
Prince,
that one Ahmed. If they said
Elvis,
Ahmed and you showed up just as Ahmed.
I should have done that. You're smart, Paula.
I'm very fucking cunning, man.
Always a step ahead, this broad. Hey, you want to be my manager? You should be a comedy manager. You're like, I've seen it all, kid. Go fuck yourselves. Get in the van. You're gonna get fucked in the van.
Get in the van.
So anyhow,
shit's hilarious, dude.
So he called Duncan and said, if Ahmed Ahmed's on the lineup, I'm not gonna perform. So the spots came out that Friday. Remember, you call in on Mondays, and then Thursday, Fridays, you get like your times. So the spots came out, and Rogan wasn't on the list. And he called up Duncan, and Duncan told me this. He's furiously like, "What the fuck? How come I didn't get my spots?" And Duncan said to Joe, apparently, "Mitzi told me to tell you, don't tell her how to run her club."
Oh.
She smoked him.
Wow.
2 weeks later, he had that incident with Carlos Mencia on stage. Remember the whole thing that went viral and all that?
Yeah.
And then she banned him after that.
She banned Rogan after that?
Because she said he was a bully and he was putting a stink eye on the club, which he was.
Okay, but wait a minute.
And then he went down to the Improv for 15 years.
Yeah.
Because I performed there almost nightly for the next 15 years, and he wasn't there.
Yeah. This sounds like
Hollywood tale.
It sounds like high school tale.
Sounds like a Hollywood tale. It is very well. Comics are very high schooly. So anyhow, fast forward 15 years later, Rogan comes back into the Comedy Store. I start getting less spots, coincidentally.
Okay.
To the point where I'm getting no spots. I reached out to Adam and I said, "Hey, how come I'm not getting any more spots?" And he goes, "I've been instructed by comedians to not book you."
Oh.
I go, "Huh?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Who?" He goes, "I'm not going to tell you." And I was like, "It's got to be Rogan."
Maybe you think that though.
I mean,
Was
I'm
that
sure
that
there's a bunch of
Tommy
them.
dude?
No, because Tommy, he was fired. Adam Egget.
I thought for a long time with that fucking Tommy dude that he had killed and stuffed Mitzi Shore, and she was in a basement somewhere. Because sometimes I'd come in and look at that fucker, and I'd see him in the booth. I'd be like, he's fucking wearing her scarves and shit. That guy was, you know what? The whole thing is a big, you were there. You know what? After hearing all this bullshit, I am glad I left because I had heard that place turned into a big fucking boys club and all that shit. And it was all political about who you were friends with. And I think to this day, because I have gone back and done really late spots there and I see the comics who are not fucking funny, working everywhere and getting spots in there.
Right.
And I'm like, this is still that same old bullshit boys club, man. I'm not about that shit. I don't give a fuck, honestly. And you know I like you, Ahmed. I'm just going to call you Ahmed from now on. But I don't give a fuck about that bullshit that happened. And because, I think when things get one place, one building, like when Mitzi said, you have a flaw in your character. No, I don't have any fucking flaw in my character, bitch. Like, I brought my act in this club, in this building, and that is what it is to me. It's just a fucking building. You know what I mean? It's just like if I would have come here when it was a rehab place, I would have left and gotten a drink or a smoke. No fucking building is gonna change me.
Right.
And
it's
I
like
don't
a restaurant.
and I think that hearing you talk, I think it did have a big effect on you. I'm not a fucking counselor here.
No, you're right.
Thought I came to do a fucking podcast, but I think that you need to let all that shit go because
that's why
so
I'm
many
here.
things happen and you're surmising that maybe so-and-so did this. Maybe who knows what the fuck and who
It
the
doesn't
fuck
matter.
were people were doing. Yeah, because you have your act. It's intact. You're going to fucking keep doing it. You have your own fucking gig here now. And time moves on. You know what I mean? People love, like you said, we're going to pull up pictures. Don't fucking pull up pictures. I'm sitting here right now. Like, no, seriously. This is serious. People love to pin you down about your past or what you did or who you were with or who you were fucking. Nobody fucking cares about it today. You know what I mean? You're sitting here alive. I think you're alive. I might poke you with a fucking stick to see. I don't know.
I need to.
But I mean, no, seriously.
I could lose some weight.
What does yesterday really fucking matter? And especially with audiences as a performer, because like we were talking about the younger comedians, they want to do seminars and shit. But now it's like, be relevant right now with your shit. Because yesterday doesn't matter, and not to these younger audiences with their fucking ADD and all that shit. They can't even sit still.
Your dog just yawned when you said
I
that.
don't give a fuck. This is a cat. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Fernando,
it's a
meow.
cat, no, but seriously, I mean,
No, I feel you on that, and I think that, your words speak volume.
I'm already tired of hearing about the comics who are getting bum rushed on stage, and I'm tired of that shit too already. Like somebody said, did you hear about Chappelle? I'm already fucking over that story.
Yeah.
His security. What fucking security? That guy reached him.
Right.
Like if you're gonna pay security,
Do their jobs.
be right fucking there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And my next show, like, I'm going on stage with 2 fucking Dobermans. Good luck, bitch. Okay.
Bring a taser. Bring a taser. I have a sword.
I did that happened to me at the Laugh Factory.
Really? You got bum rushed?
Yeah, and I
When?
talked about it on the stupid Instagram
When
shit.
was that?
It was Chocolate Sundays. And it was a 6 foot, like fucking 6 huge 300-pound gay black man who came all the way like this fucking close.
What did you say?
And
They triggered him.
Trip out on this. Hadn't even done any of my gay jokes yet. Just fucking started talking, and this guy, and then he came up, and
He knew that you were
oh
gonna.
my God, and he came, and I just stood there, and I didn't fucking blink, and people were like, you didn't fucking move. And then I was laughing. I was like, because I freeze, bitch. Like, I don't know what you do when you're attacked. Some people scream, some run. I just fucking freeze. But the truth was, and then he started saying, I'm not catching a case for you, bitch. I'm not catching a case. And I was thinking, a case? I don't have any disease.
Catching
I had
a
no
case.
idea it meant I'm not catching a case of prison time for you, bitch. Like, you're not worth it.
But he approached you
Oh no, he ran up on stage and was this close. And then finally, like, you know how they fucking security is?
There's never
Oh,
security.
some fucking guy dawdled out of the lobby and
Hey,
stuck his
buddy.
head
Right.
in. Yeah, exact. Come on. I mean, but I could have, fucking been killed.
Yeah.
But
What
guess
year,
what?
What year was that?
I made it. Who fucking knows? I don't know, like 5 years ago. Or
That's
some
crazy.
shit.
I've never been physically attacked. I've had somebody come up to like approach the stage, and they were like walking up, and I was like, "Yeah, don't do that." I go, just sit down. He's like, "Ooh, and I was just like, "Look, dude, I have 7 more minutes.
Yeah.
When I get that blue light, that means I have to wrap it up, and I'll meet you on the patio."
Oh, so you're threatening him.
Kind of.
I mean, so you're enticing him.
No, I said, if you want to fight me, let me finish my job,
They do like to, though.
and then I'll meet you on the patio,
Yeah.
and we'll fucking duke it out like good old gentlemen. And then he went and sat down, and I
Duke it out.
yeah, I like to put up my dukes. I like to duke it out.
Is this the old West?
And then I went outside, and he was gone because I
Yeah.
called his bluff. I shouldn't be doing that though, because
No,
you
you
never know.
shouldn't.
Somebody might go fuck you and pull out a gun. Like people
Yeah,
have been
times have changed, and now they
people
want
have been shot and
this.
stabbed at that fucking
They
place.
want to do it. And no one knows how. Have you noticed? Nobody knows how to sit down. We're probably the only people who have sat this long.
Right.
Nobody. Why even have seats in the fucking comedy club
know,
if it's gonna
right?
be like this?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm like you. I feel like I
We're
kind
gonna have to perform behind like plexiglass. And
no.
shit.
They're gonna hologram our fucking acts just right into the club. We'll be in some like weird room 3 doors
right
away,
in the back.
and there'll be a hologram of us,
I
and
think
somebody will
that's
try to swing at us, like
Right,
this,
and it'll
like,
go through.
ah! And you're just back there going, ha, ha, ha.
No, but it's the time of sensitivity, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's so sensitive. Don't you dare say anything. Then everybody's in everybody else's fucking business.
When did it turn, you think?
I don't know.
When the internet? I guess when the internet
I don't know,
happened.
when I sobered up, that's when it fucking turned. I
How-
should have stayed lit.
How long you been sober?
10 hours? Not very fucking long. I'm not a sober person. But I was just saying, it's just fucking crazy. I don't know. It's the new generation.
Yeah, I believe you.
No, I mean, it's true. Every cause is their cause. They're in everything. They're in everybody's business. But when shit goes down, they're not paying attention. When laws get changed, like their fucking abortion law, they weren't paying attention. They weren't hip to that shit a long time ago.
Right.
So they're not paying attention to important stuff. I don't
because
know.
it's because we're inundated by like all this information and TikTok videos and like 30-second clips and
Right.
things that are viral, and you need to watch this, got 7 million views, and it could be anything from a cat fucking eating food to you ever cops on TikTok. You ever see this one?
No, what is that?
You ever see this, Wolf?
Cops?
I don't have a
Cops
TikTok.
on
I don't have a TikTok. There are people that go to police stations, and they go in the parking lot and they start filming like
Why?
the police station, because eventually somebody will send 2 officers out to ID these people, which is against their constitutional rights. And so there's always like these people really kind of antagonizing and instigating cops to come up and kind of be shut down because they're in a public property. You serve the people. Give me your badge and ID number. Your dog just fell asleep during this story.
He hates cops.
He literally fell asleep during that fucking
No,
story.
listen, that's fucking great. I know, but see,
It's
all
w-
that bullshit.
Yeah, it's too much. It's
It
too much.
is. And where, you know what? Nah, I can't get into that shit, man. It's all stupid shit. Everybody wants this viral video, you know?
Mhm.
I'm not
Well,
gonna
that's what-
fucking antagonize a cop. Are you
I
stupid?
know.
They have guns.
I
They
know.
have tasers.
Well, then some of these idiots actually get arrested. The cops are like, fuck it.
they shouldn't.
take
Cops
one of-
love to arrest people
And
like that.
and you'll see the person go, hey, stop it. And they're just like, nope, turn around and they cuff them and they take them away.
No, fuck that. No. Nope.
What-
We need the police. Shit.
Yeah, we do.
I need the police in my relationship. I'm like, arrest that fucker. He looked at me wrong. Give me back the remote control. Put handcuffs on him. He won't hand over the remote control.
911, my husband
Right?
My husband won't make me coffee. Can you get over here?
No, in this country with the way things are going, I'm sorry. No way.
What's coming up for you? You have like some gigs in the works that are
Yeah,
you want
I'm
to
doing
plug?
some gigs. I'm gonna be tomorrow night at the Laugh Factory. I'm gonna do some
This
gigs.
episode probably won't come out for what? A week or two?
Oh, great.
What's down the road? What's down the road for you?
Yeah, going home to Columbia. That's what's down the road for
I
me.
forgot. You have a beautiful home in Columbia.
Yep.
That I want to go stay at or rent or
Yeah.
You Airbnb it, right?
Fuck no.
No?
You think I want everybody's jizz and spit all over my shower? Fuck no, I'm not renting that shit out. No way. No way.
My God.
No, man. Yeah, no.
I've never laughed this hard, I think, ever in my life.
It's a big old avocado farm with a big old casa.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to come visit.
You got to. I'll drive you around in my Sicario car, my big Toyota. We did. We bought a big old Sicario. It has the Pistola box under the hood.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. We had to sage it from all the fucking murders and shit that probably happened in it. No, it's so true. It's crazy.
These are real stories, people. What's your best Hollywood tale?
My
It
best
isn't-
Hollywood tale?
Wait, can you hold on 1 second? Let me just see.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Let me
Who's
just-
gonna get the phone?
Let me just... Johnny Mitchell.
Dude, I don't hate me. I fucking totally forgot. I am so fucking sorry, dude. Can you wait? Can we postpone an hour?
I
I can jump in my car. I was finishing uploading a really important podcast, but I can be there at like 1.
A really important podcast as opposed to your bullshit.
No, dude.
You're actually you're on speakerphone with Paula Bel. Paula Bell and Wolf Ramirez, our producer engineer guy, and when you said that,
Dude.
how dare you? How dare you?
How
did I get bumped?
Yeah, you just got bumped.
I just got fucking bumped by another podcast. Fucking A. I can't win in this fucking town.
Fuck. Okay.
But if you change your mind and you want to roll in on the Sarah one at 2:30,
and that's 2:30.
yeah, and the three of us consider we'll set up another mic and we'll just kind of keep it loose. But you can come back and do your own down the road.
Okay. Yeah. I want to come back and do my own.
All right.
Let's just plan on that. I tell your producers I really apologize.
We were just talking about how
Flaky
I get bumped,
motherfuckers.
and then here we go. Fucking
Well-
Johnny Mitchell bumps me on his fucking. He's like, no, I had to do my podcast.
No, he said a very important.
A very
podcast.
important podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry. Fuck you, Johnny Mitchell.
Oh, that shit's
He's
so
never gonna
funny.
be on this podcast. He's banned.
He's banned.
All right. Well, we have time. Are you in a rush?
No, what are we doing?
Can we keep talking? Can I? You know
Yeah.
Johnny Mitchell?
No,
He's a good guy.
doesn't sound like it. Sounds like a flaky motherfucker
I
to
think
me.
he's just, he's been in the game like 5-6 years, and he's actually really funny, and he has a funny podcast. He's very crass.
Yeah, he must have a funny podcast because it was more interesting than your bullshit.
Thanks, bud.
No.
He's like 6'6" or 6'7". Tall, skinny white dude. He served 3 years in prison for dealing
For
with
what? For being flaky? not showing up on time for his fucking court-ordered bullshit? Oh, no, sorry, Judge. I have a more important case to attend. What the fuck is
he served 3 years in prison for dealing weed up in, I guess, Oregon, but before weed was legal.
Oh, God.
And he said he survived in prison because he was such a good basketball player. So when they would go out to the yard, all the black,
Yeah, he
teams
still
would be
took
like,
it in the ass. You can survive, but he still took it.
Oh,
He took it like a good basketball player would.
you heard it live from Hollywood Tales, right out of the horse's mouth. Paula Bell with us.
Listen, I told Wolfman, I said, your ears must fucking bleed sitting back there listening to all this bullshit.
Bro, you've heard some really funny stories. Paula, all right, so Johnny interrupted your fucking Hollywood tale. What's your best favorite? It could be a dark story. It could be funny. It could be something that you were indirectly involved with.
My favorite Hollywood tales?
Yeah, like somebody you worked with, somebody famous. Like, give me something famous.
God.
Like something that people would really sink their teeth into.
Really?
We've had some dirty stories on here, by the way. Like people straight up like throwing people under the bus and shit.
Really? That's
So
what this is about? I
let
don't
it
really
fly.
have any of that.
Well, I don't want you
shit.
to like be,
But like,
malicious or mean. But
Okay,
or
well-
it could be a funny story. Like, hey, I was at the Comedy Store one night and so and so happened.
nah, there's
A lot of famous people come to the Comedy Store. I'm sure somebody approached you one night and was like, "Oh my God, you're."
Nobody is ever. You know
Because
what's-
they're afraid of you.
And we were
probably.
talking about. No, it's true.
I think people. I was afraid of
Nobody
you.
has ever approached
For the record,
me.
no joke. When I first got to the Comedy Store, you were already a seasoned vet there and stuff, and I used to watch you. And at first, I was afraid to say hi to you because I thought, oh, she's probably like that off stage, and then you were out like that off stage. You were total.
The mastery of the cunt.
You're. You said it, not me. But then you warmed up at some point. I can't remember what the.
I am a nice fucking human being.
I just didn't know how to navigate.
No, people
you.
are like that. Trust me. And
Yeah.
I've never had agents and a manager that's the same shit. I think people are afraid of, and I really think for your Hollywood tale BS whatever. People don't like. People say, "Oh, we like it kept real." No,
No, they
people
don't like it.
don't. People
That's
don't.
why I'm like you in a lot of ways. I don't have a lot of great friends in the comedy world because I think people think that I come across confrontational or aggressive. I've heard. What's the other one? Hard-headed. I'm like you. I don't say yes to everything. I'm like, oh, let's fucking eat fucking ice
Oh.
cream and go.
Yeah, no, I have a real disdain too for other comics.
Who? Who are your top three
No.
most hated comics?
No.
Hate's a strong
I
word.
don't. I just don't. I don't sit and watch others acts, and I'm not.
You don't listen
Somebody
to podcasts.
said no, and somebody said, "Oh, those are your friends." No, this is like any other business. These are acquaintances, but I really don't like to delve into people's lives and
Right.
get to know their bullshit. All about you know
Do you
what I'm
consider
saying?
me a friend?
Yeah. Well, an acquaintance. I mean, have you ever lent me money? Do I know when your birthday is? No. So you're an acquaintance. The thing
I'm trying.
I
here.
made my own Hollywood tales, and I used to remember when I used to drive that big '66 Cadillac
Yeah.
convertible
Fuck
around.
yeah.
Fuck, people don't realize like the fun I was having because I think when I should have been more focused on an actual career. Remember Richard Jenny?
Yes.
Oh my God, the great Richard Jenny,
Yeah.
right? And he lived up above the Laugh Factory on that little
That's right.
hill up there.
Mhm.
So I used to take all these waitresses up to his house in my Cadillac after
I wasn't there for that.
after hours, and he would love it. Oh yeah, he loved the waitresses.
Was he a nice guy?
He was a really really nice guy.
Why do you think he took
he
his
was
life?
so
He took his
fucking
life, right?
humble. Oh, he was so self-loathing, man.
Mm.
He was one of the most self-loathing people, which was so strange because he just was so fucking funny. Here's a Hollywood tale. So when I first went to the Laugh Factory, and he goes, "So what? You just came out of nowhere, Santa Cruz, and you're this fucking funny. You were a housewife, and you're this funny." Remember how little he was, and it just pissed him off. He just was like, what is this?
You were
Who's
like
writing your stuff?
You were like a millennial, like to us, to him probably back then.
Right, exactly. And he was like,
Who the
"Who's
fuck are
writing your
you?"
stuff?
Right.
I have a writer. Who's writing?" And then he was so cool to me, but he wanted to fuck me for a long time. No, and here's the funny thing. Well, back then I looked really good, so
You still look good.
I
You look
look
great.
good for a fucking grandma. So he goes,
Oh, shut up.
"Hey, I'm fucking hot shit to 70-year-olds right now. Okay, they piss their depends when they see me coming. Now listen." But listen, Richard Jenny, and I was real like a.
I'm
not a
like literally
country
crying right
bumpkin,
now.
But I would go, he goes, come up to my house. And I was like, wow, a big star. So first I went and saw his set at the arena in Long Beach. There's some big arena.
Long Beach Arena, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it was sold out. And I was just in awe because I really wanted to do this stand-up thing. And I just thought, wow, this is amazing. This guy's packing this whole arena and everything. And so I was like, yeah, that's real cool, Richard. And
you're like, I might bang this guy.
no. So he
sells out arenas.
No. So he said, okay, come up to my house. So then later afterwards, as comedy, he would see me at the Laugh Factory. Come, I have a swimming pool. And I thought, fuck, that's got to be nice, right? A swimming pool in Hollywood. So I never forget it. I wore a bathing suit and I wore trunks over the bottoms because I thought this little fucker wants to fuck me real bad. I know it. And he had just gotten hair plugs. So remember how Richard Denny was? He'd kind of flap his arms when he was he'd be real on stage. Like if you watch him when he got upset, he was so he was walking back, and I thought, I'm gonna stay in the middle of this pool because this guy won't come swimming because he just got his hair plugged, so he can't get me, right? So I'd swim back and forth in the middle of the fucking pool, and this guy'd be flapping his arms, doing his best Richard Jenny set on the side, and he's like, why won't you come out of the pool? I was like, Richard, you know what? I'm going to pimp some waitresses for you, man, but I can't go down that path. Oh, God. No, he was hilarious. Right, so I would go up and I'd bring him girls. So I turned into his
You're like a madam?
Pimp. I turned into his little madam. So
you're hilarious.
I'd get the waitresses from the Laugh Factory after it closed, and we'd all ride up there, and they'd be drunk and drinking and shit. One time I got so high in Richard Jenny's bathroom laughing. I was like, yeah, those bitches will keep him entertained. I'm going to go in the bathroom again. I couldn't he had those French doorknobs, and I kept trying to reach the doorknob, but I was so stoned. And then he's on the outside of the door, Paula Bel, what are you doing in my bathroom? He was like, come out of there. And I was so high, and then I opened the cupboard. I was trying to get, and it was full of toilet paper, and I was really broke at the time, and I was like, I'm going to take all this toilet paper. Because he had the real good stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, what is it, Charmin?
I don't know what the fuck it was. But that guy, when he did that shit, I was so pissed. He was so cool to me. Because he always really was really, as soon as he realized I wasn't going to fuck him, but I was in the middle of that.
Did he have a nice house?
He had a real nice
house.
It was up on that little hill. There's a little hill
on King's Road or Queens Road.
No, that was down further
or
by the
Crescent,
Comedy Store.
Crescent Heights, maybe.
Yeah, Crescent Heights. There's a little hill back there, and his house was at the top on the cul-de-sac. But oh God, that guy! I can't believe he did that shit with that gun, fucking blowing his head off. It's crazy, but
that's
when
funny.
You know
That's
what?
a funny
People
story.
want to check out, they want to go. You can't. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You can't feel bad about it. It's their whatever. You know what I mean?
It's
if you do it after I leave here, I'm going to say, well,
I was a part of that.
The guy seemed kind of depressed.
I am.
No, but
you know what's so funny? I was raised pretty strict Muslim, and so in our religion,
Assalamu alaikum.
I like the Lakers too.
I just wanted to.
You know who wrote that joke?
Right.
You know who wrote that joke? Lester Berry.
He did.
You remember Lester Berry? Years ago, I remember I said, "Salaam alaikum, Lester," and he goes, "I like the Lakers too."
That's hilarious.
If Google Lester Berry, I think he became a pastor.
He did.
Preacher, yeah.
I haven't seen him in years.
He had one of the best jokes. He used to joke about people. He's like, if you're a couple and you're wearing, he's like, my brother, my friend got mad at me because I made fun of him and his wife from wearing matching sweats.
What?
And my friend was like, "What's up, man? I love my wife. We like to dress alike." And he's like, "I know, but matching sweats."
That was his joke?
No, it was just you can't be matching. You know what I mean? Have your own identity. You know what I mean? You don't need to twin up with your wife all the time.
I don't remember a lot.
He was so fucking funny. I always felt like he had beautiful. I'm not gay, but he had beautiful blue eyes, handsome guy.
You sure you're not gay?
I'm for sure I'm not. Look
But
at
you
me.
need to be now in Hollywood. Just a little bit.
Thanks, Paula.
Just a little touch.
You know what? You almost convinced me. Like the way you
But who cares? It's not
you
a bad
voodooed
thing.
it.
That's just sex.
No, the way you said it, I almost went,
Oh.
okay.
I know.
Like, I almost
well, I
fucking
didn't
bought
say
into it.
flaming. I didn't say fucking annoying bitchery.
You mean
I
broad-
just said gay.
Yeah, not Broadway gay.
Yeah, not
right?
Broadway jazz
Like jazz hands gay. Just like a
Yeah.
little
Just be fucking,
gay.
yeah, just a little bit. Just a little Navy gay. Bell bottom gay. Like you served and you did a little extra service. Gay. Not that, I mean,
Who inspires you? That's what I want to know.
myself.
I know.
My
But
mirror.
like when
No, I'm
you
just
walk, I
kidding.
know, but like when is there something or somebody or something that you grew up on or saw that made you? Because like I've never ever seen you fail on stage. Like you're such a fucking
Alcohol abuse.
bullet.
That's
Alcohol.
inspires me. Yeah, like I did this thing for Mother's Day talking about my mother, and people couldn't. They were like, "Oh, should I laugh or cry? What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like, of course, laugh.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my mother and both my mom and dad, even though they weren't mom and dad, they were just donors. You know what I mean? I doubled down on fucking dysfunction. I picked two horrible fucking people to be parents. But that's why I am the way I am.
When you say you pick two people, do you believe in that? That you choose your family?
No, who the fuck knows when you come from dust, you're going to go back to dust. I just say
Some
it because
people
you're
believe in
American.
that. Some Eastern religions believe that you choose your family before you're conceived.
Really? Yeah, no, who knows? There might be reincarnation. Who the fuck knows? You
So
think-
I don't.
You were talking about Islam.
Well, I don't. So we were raised to like suicide is the worst crime you can commit in the whole religion. Like you can pickpocket, you can murder, you can do whatever.
Right.
If you commit
you
suicide,
get no virgins.
you get no virgins. There's actually a backlog on that. Like you don't get any virgins like for like 10 years. Then after 10 years,
Are you shitting me?
I'm fucking with you.
Oh, I was like, who put the fucking 10 years?
Who wrote that? Or who fucking scribbled that? No, but in Islam it's considered a very, and I'm not practicing. I drink and gamble and have sex and all that, but I don't.
Oh, you mean you live your life? You're not five doing this 5 times a day?
You know, there's a mosque right next door.
Let's
literally.
go.
We can. We have
I'm
time.
not allowed in there, and you fucking know
You know
that.
what?
They're not
If
going to let
if,
any
if you
broad.
cover if you put a sheet over your head,
If I put a sheet over my head, we're making a ghost video.
I can get you in. Me plus you plus one.
with my mouth. What is this? What are these candles?
We're gonna put
Okay,
a sheet over Paula's head and a duct tape across her mouth, and we're gonna go to the mosque.
right,
next
and
door,
duct tape my mouth, right? No, that's crazy. I do it, except I can't bend over 5 times. That's crazy. My knees aren't that great anymore. No, this is, you know what? Who knows? All this shit, all religion. Come on, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
I know.
You get to a certain age.
I
I'm half
know.
Catholic, half Jewish. Do it halfway. I
Is your
pocket the
mom
rest.
Jewish?
Yes,
Oh, so-
she's Jewish.
So you're technically Jewish.
right.
Isn't that if the mom is Jewish, then you're Jewish? 100%.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Frida
this explains.
Ackerman. Introducing Frida
lot.
Ackerman. I should have used that fucking name. Do you know how famous I'd be right now?
I know.
I should have used that fucking name.
So, see these beads on your wrist? I just noticed those.
Yeah, what about it?
I saw something on TikTok that said that those beads have some sort of like spiritual energy, the brown ones.
The cat's eye?
Yeah. What's
No,
the
this has spiritual energy because this is actually from representing an orisha, and this is protection
what's Orisha?
in voodoo.
Wolf, can we cut this out? I'm joking. No, keep it. I need
No,
evidence.
You think I'm bullshitting?
No, I believe you.
Like
I'm into all
I
that.
saw Santeria. Like
I
I
believe in
went
all
and
that.
saw an original. Like I'm not a religious person, but I did go see a priest of
A
sort.
witch doctor. Have you
In
done ayahuasca?
Santeria. No, I haven't done ayahuasca.
Do you want to do it with me? I'm going to do it soon.
When? Where? Here?
No, Costa Rica probably.
Yeah. Please don't. Oh, is it going to be by that old white dude who's on YouTube who thinks he's a shaman? You just go to fucking Coachella. I mean, come on. You gotta get an authentic guy.
No, I think Costa Rica. I keep hearing that's the. Have you done ayahuasca, Wolf? No. Would you ever? Yeah. When in your life? Are you not ready yet? No. I'm ready.
You're not ready to see your spirit animal?
I'm 51, so I'm ready to like release whatever my demons and see my past relatives and shit my pants and all that stuff. Like, that's what you do. You shit your pants and you barf for like 12 hours and you see
Isn't that what
spirits.
Johnny Depp's wife has been doing in his fucking house? Shitting on his bed and barfing? God, there's a Hollywood tale. God, I have no Hollywood tale that's as good as that. That's just, that girl defecated on that man's bed.
Oh my God.
If you have a girl that defecates on your bed and you didn't ask for that, get rid of that fucking bitch. That's crazy. That's some voodoo shit right there.
What about the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing? What do you think, Jada? Can I ask you a question?
What about it?
Do you think Jada has a spell on Will?
No, I don't think she has a spell. She's a Virgo. Now, one thing I am into is astrology. I believe in no fucking religion. I'm a Leo.
Oh, of course you are. I'm a Cancer.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The sky is about to fall.
Okay. Thanks, Mom.
Okay. Well, you guys are always real happy, and then all of a sudden the fucking sky falls.
Thanks.
I know a lot about
It's true.
astrology.
I know.
The
I
thing
studied it
about
for...
the Jada is she's a Virgo, and Virgo women they should all be put down. I'm sorry, my mother was one. I have a sister that's one. Now, people say,
Earth sign.
Does she have spells and shit? No, she ain't got no fucking spells. But she's a Virgo, and they are very... let's see. Virgos are trippy fucking women.
Can I interject something really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So...
She's here.
Yeah. Johnny Mitchell's on his way. Fucking asshole.
But this is a more important fucking podcast.
No, by the way, we always keep these podcasts under an hour. How long? What are we at? 1:10. I think you're the best guest I've ever had.
Really?
I had a co-host.
That's sad.
He's a cool guy named Blake. Well, you know what though? He wanted to start his own podcast, so I just was like, you know what? I can do it. I asked.
Is his name Johnny Mitchell? You can do this. You can do this.
I just wanted a co-host because I thought it would be fun, but he wasn't really adding a lot of, whatever.
Substance?
Value. He's nice. You've met him, Blake.
I can't remember.
Anyway, he's a cool dude. He just wanted to do his own thing. So I was like, all right, it's all good, I still love him and support him.
Yeah.
But I was talking about when I lived in Asia for 2 years, I lived in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Yeah.
And I do a joke about it called Nasi Kangkang, where the women, they do this like voodoo witchcraft shit on their men in order to like trap their men and keep their men. Mm-hmm. And they put their bodily fluids in the rice.
That's just because they don't have water.
So
fuck out of here, cooking some piss rice.
Kind of. So nasi means rice. Kangkang means legs spread apart, and so they steam the rice. They sit over it. It comes up into their hoo-ha, and then the liquids come back down. They mix it up. Their man eats it, and he turns into a zombie. When I watched the Oscars that night, I thought, oh, Jada Pinkett fucking nasi kangkang'd that motherfucker the night before and put some fucking shit in his rice.
No, it's just because
I don't know.
He's a Libra. He can't make a fucking decision to save his life.
But he was laughing at the joke, and then Jada looked at him and he went,
and you think she put the spell.
And then even the slap was very...
Yeah. The slap was horrific.
Well, it was very like a stunt coordinator showed him how to do that.
I thought it was horrible.
It was very orchestrated and very
it was
calculated.
Horrible. And it's fucking assault. I don't care what you call the slap, and it's assault.
That wouldn't have happened if that was Dwayne Johnson or fucking Jason Momoa. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris Rock's 5'8". You've met Chris.
Yeah,
Rock.
I think it's
He's
fucking. I think it's fucking horrible. It's horrific. Whatever it is, I just think that she's a Virgo and he's a fucking Libra. He can't make a decision. He's always got to even out the scales, and she's got him with their fucking Virgo shit. And
her kangkang.
It's none of my fucking. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all the people who are saying, "Oh, that's the one way to protect your," get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You're protecting your woman and all that shit. Get the
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Get
Like,
the fuck out
yeah,
of here with that
no,
shit.
that's what I'm saying. I think she fucking put some shit in his rice or tea or something.
Really?
Something.
Speaking, I never heard of those Malaysian women, but I did see the banana lady of Okinawa.
What?
Okay, so a long time ago, this isn't a Hollywood tale. This is a Japanese tale. But I went to Okinawa and I performed for the troops. And I go, take me to some real. I want to see the real Okinawa. I don't want to see this comedy, base bullshit. Because you want to get off the base or whatever. So they took me to see the famous banana lady of Okinawa. Now this broad, we went down this little alley and it had all these little red lights. And
Red light district.
They called it. The fuck was it called? It had this neat name. Anyway, and you're walking down and little slat windows would open and the hookers would, GI, whatever, talking. Fucking, okay, so.
We're going to get canceled.
Well, that's what, sorry. Did they say, hey, come on in?
No, they said,
They said, "Kak." So the $50, whatever. So we made it down to this little bar at the end of this alley. And these guys brought, there was this little man and this woman. They haggled with them for a while. Then they paid them to get in. And we go in, and it's got like little wooden tables that are like 100 years old. Look like they're, carved, and little wooden cups for the liquor, and a little stage in between. No bigger than this room, actually. And out comes the fucking banana lady. Now, this broad she's like, how old is Madonna right now? 70?
60, 65.
70?
I think she's 60 something.
This broad was like 70 something, but with the legs of Baryshnikov.
Oh, no.
Okay? So, no, I'm kid you not. The old white powdery face with that sharp triangular wig. Oh my God, why I did not have this shit on tape. I mean, this is before, I think, cell phones, but it was crazy. She came out and she had this basket of bananas. And first she did this thing with like a snake, but then she did the bananas. And the legs were so beautiful. You couldn't take your eyes off of them. I mean, you could see every muscle. They were unbelievable from this old broad. And she sat there, and then she asks you, the guys who I were with, how many you want? How many you want? And fucking stick a banana up there and pop, pop, pop. She was faster than Jamba Juice. She fucking sliced those bananas with her
Kegel?
Yes.
Kegel?
With her kegels.
Is that what it's called?
And it came flying out like a fucking blender.
All right.
Okay, so I don't have Hollywood tales, but I have Okinawa tales.
This is fucking amazing. So first of all, I just found out what the word Kegel is. It Kegel or Kegel?
How the fuck do I know? Just because I have a twat? I don't know.
You said it.
What?
It's a
Well,
muscle.
it used to be a twat.
It's a muscle that women have like in their abdomen or like
in their
the
vag.
vag area, hoo-ha area.
It's not in the abdomen.
I don't know. I guess it allows you to breathe underwater or some shit. I don't know.
What?
You guys have some superpower where it allows you to like chop bananas and breathe underwater.
Oh, sure, and I could scuba dive with my ass a certain amount.
I was
of
in
feet.
Thailand.
Are you crazy?
I went to a ping pong show in Thailand.
Yeah.
And I saw a woman put 3 cigarettes in her
And smoke them.
And then she inhaled it with her Kegel and then exhaled. And I thought, this bitch is like fucking. She's
You're like pass me a cig.
No, I don't want throat cancer. Can you get throat cancer if you smoke that cig?
No, I don't.
So hold on. So
can.
she chopped up these bananas and then shot them back out.
No, she chopped them with her.
When you say chop,
vag.
like slices?
Sliced. Okay.
Bro, whoa.
Faster than Jamba Juice.
So then she shoots
It was the
them
most
out.
Amazing shit I have ever seen in my life.
And then she shoots them out
I
of
thought,
her.
I am retiring here.
You're like, I should do this. This pays more. Fuck comedy.
And then they just came out. They just.
I know,
came
but where
out.
would they go? Just on the stage or whatever, the floor?
Yeah, in her little basket. Yeah.
Were people eating it afterwards?
I don't fucking know. I was lit. Anyway.
I'm
That's
like
one of
that.
the very good comedy times I've had. Because I always, no matter where you go, I like to ask people, take me to the local places.
Yeah.
I don't want to just sit in this comedy club.
Yeah, you're like, take me to the local places, not the coffee shop or like where the nice meals are at. I want to go to the banana cutting ceremony. I want to see bananas cut up by
Well,
a
they were like,
70-year-old.
do you want to see the swimmers. And so anyway, I had at the time
How
when
much
I had
does it
Facebook,
get in? What does
who
it cost to get
knows?
in there?
You had to. They had to haggle with like the little man and woman who owned this.
Oh, there was
broad
a middleman.
because they owned her.
Got
like,
it.
and then I put it on Facebook when I had Facebook at the time I came home. This is like 15, 20 years ago. And then I put it on, and some guy goes, "Oh my God, I saw her in 1967."
What?
Now, I was
She's
born
that
in
old?
66, so she was that old.
Bitch
Because
is
you
like
could
Yoda.
tell that the little owners of the club, they actually pretty much, fucking owned her.
Like a banana slave?
It's crazy. I don't know. Those
That's
USO
wild.
tours were fucking stupid. I was so happy to get off those. There was one guy he took us. He was like the road manager. I never forget this shit. I guess I'm not really, I'm not that nice, I guess. I don't know. He took us I had to go all the way from New York to Guam. And this guy's talking about his wife and crying, "Oh, we got a divorce," and blah, blah. And I couldn't stand this fucking roadie. I was like, oh my God, this guy's killing me. No, and he thought because I was the female on the tour, I guess he was going to have an ear. So I just was like, shut the fuck. And he wore a cap the whole time with hair that was like as long as mine under the baseball cap, right? So we get out to Guam, and then we go to some crazy island called Chuuk, Chuuk. Off of Guam, okay? So we're not landing on the main island. So we get out there, and then those, were they a Navy or whatever? I don't know. They go, "Do you want to go to another island and go snorkeling or whatever?" Fuck yeah, take me out there. So they told me all the stories about these guys that were getting macheted out there, and I was loving it. This fucking road manager goes out on the island and takes his hat off. Well, lo and behold, the fucker's completely bald and the hair was attached.
To the hat? What the fuck?
And I pissed myself. I was like, you waited till we were out here in the middle of fucking Jurassic Park to take that stupid hat off? I was like, oh, God. And the guys were laughing. I just berated that son of a bitch. But I couldn't stand him. And he hated me. He kicked me off the USO tour.
What?
He said, "And you know what? You're too dirty." And I did the same shit I did on The Tonight Show. And I go, "I don't give a fuck. Here's your badge, that USO badge. Oh, you're never going to be used this in the commissary." Get the fuck out of here. So luckily I had thrown that fit and made fun of him and got off because I made it all the way back to New York, and then 9/11 happened. And all those fuckers got stuck out there. Remember, they closed all the flights and all that shit for like a month, and they were
You were
stuck.
like, fuck you.
I was like, my big mouth saves me again. No, they got it was horrific being on. Could you imagine? And it's just an
Yeah.
island with one little strip.
Right.
There's nothing out there.
Yeah, Guam. You know what's so funny? One of my friends wrote a movie about that.
About Guam?
Guam. It's like this little tiny private island kind of that has like a small government and
Yeah.
nobody really.
It's horrific out there. It's very sad because, of course, after we supply them with what do you call it?
Military goods.
Well, the military's out there and it's our base, so we stopped them from doing everything they normally would do, which would be like fishing, surviving, right?
Right.
So we stopped all that and put them on aid. What is it called when you give people
Welfare,
financial aid?
yeah.
So it's very sad because their yards are just littered with crap. There's nothing in the community. They have little stores. They're still eating all the spam and the bullshit, and they're huge
Yeah.
people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because their diet's so bad.
Their
and a lot of
diet's
them
bad. They have
diabetes.
Yeah, the water's they have
Yeah.
no more.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it's very, very.
But it's an
very
American-run
sad.
country, basically.
Right, because of the bases that we have out
right,
there.
right.
But not only in Guam, but imagine being on a smaller island. You know what I mean? Like being stuck out there. I laughed my ass. I was like, that fucker deserves every bit.
Hey, we're gonna wrap this up.
He's giving us the light.
We got
the
the light again. I have Victor Ortiz coming in hot at 1:00. You know Victor Ortiz, boxer.
I've heard the name.
He's a nice guy. He's a
boxer,
pro boxer.
and you're getting rid of me and bringing him on.
You can stay if you want.
I love a good chokehold. Oh wait, that's MMA.
You want to stay while he's here?
No. I don't want to.
At least meet him. He's gonna come in any minute. He's an old friend of mine. I have a funny story with him. He kind of saved my life one night.
He kicked some ass.
I almost got in a fight in a liquor store with this guy, and it was like New Year's Eve, and Victor Ortiz, he's a lot shorter than me. You'll see he's going to walk in any second. He's a lot short. He's a bad motherfucker, but he'll fuck me up. But he's just tinier than me. But at one point, I was about to square off with this dude, and he picked me up, like, around my arms, and, like, picked me up, like, off the ground.
And hoisted you away.
And he was like, all right, big boy, time to go. And I was like, fuck you. Don't ever. Let me go, Victor. I was like a dolphin, like, trying to start a
But
fight.
were you being like that because he was there and you knew he'd fucking have your back?
Of course. I'm not stupid, yeah.
How short is he? Like Hervé Village?
He's literally going to walk in
I like that too.
5 minutes. He's not, yeah.
Oh, wrap it up. All right, anyway.
I love you, Paula. Thank you for being on our podcast.
Yeah.
Come back anytime.
Oh, yeah, right.
And ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
going to call up and say, I've got more important shit to do.
Miss Paula Bel.
Hey,
find
thanks for
her.
having me.
Oh, my pleasure, honey. Find her on Instagram. Is it at Miss Paula Bel or
It's,
Paula?
what? I don't even know. Paula Bel Comedy.
Paula Bel with one L, BEL Comedy. Paula Bel Comedy.
Yeah.
Check
and
her
from
out.
now on, you're just a med.
She's one of the.
Fucking, is that med your last name too, or you just
Yes.
like being repetitive?
No, it's my last name.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you the story on another podcast. I love you, Paula. Thank
All
you.
right.
Give it up for everybody here at Jam of the Van. Wolf, thank you guys.
Thanks for having me, Wolf.
Dave Bell, Jake Trainer, Jack Higgins, Jake Trainer, Jake Cutler, and check out Jam of the Van. Just go to jaminthevan.com, and we're out. Thanks.
Peace out.